Today we are looking at 40 rare pennies that are worth money. So we're going to show you what these coins sold for at auction. We're going to start with older wheat pennies and get all the way up into modern coins like the years, 2018, 2017 and beyond. So let's just hop into this one. Alright, starting off first here with a 1920 Lincoln Wheat Cent. Now this penny here has been graded by PCGS, a coin grading company, at a VG10, and you'll see that it has been struck off center and it has a brockage as well. So here on one side of the coin you'll see the obverse design, and then on the opposite side of the coin you will see, well, not the reverse, you won't see a reverse, you will see a mirrored image of the obverse design. So this coin ended up selling for over $600 at auction. Next up's a 1944 wheat penny that sold for over $215, and that's because the coin design here was actually struck onto an elliptical planchet. That's why you see the word Liberty being cut off and the coin not the shape that it's supposed to be, of course, because of being on an elliptical planchet. So over $200 for that coin. Next up is a 1946 wheat penny, also graded by PCGS here. This coin here has a die break on the reverse. So here on the obverse, it looks very normal, like, a normal wheat penny from 1946. These coins are not valuable in this condition. However, because of the mint error, it will add some value to the coin. So you'll see that extra metal there on the rim of the coin, here on the reverse of the penny. Now, if this coin was in better condition, it would sell for more money. But at this grade of an XF40, this coin still sold for a little over $70. So again, high mint state grade with a mint error like this, it would have sold for more. Now here's a 1950 S mint mark that was broad struck. So you'll see around the rim of the coin that broad strike taking place. Again, pretty obvious type of mint error here. This coin is graded by PCGS as well at a nice mint state 66 red brown. And this coin ended up selling for over $250. Alright, we're about done with the wheat pennies here. Let's move on to a Lincoln Cent from 1963. This coin, as we zoom in on the reverse of the coin, you will see that this penny has a staple that was struck into the reverse of the coin. Now this coin just sold at auction in 2022 for over $1,000. The coin is also graded by NGC at a mint state 62 brown. Now here's a 1966 Lincoln Cent that was graded by Annex at a mint state 63 red brown, and you'll see that line there as we zoom in here on the coin, and that is an incomplete clip. So you guys have seen clipped coins that we show you guys in other coin videos here on the channel, but this is an incomplete clip, so it didn't go all the way through the coin, and that's why this coin ended up selling for over $110. Next up, we're getting more modern here as we go, a 1970S small dated Lincoln Cent. You will actually see that this coin here has a die crack here on the obverse of the coin. So you'll see from the rim there, you'll see that die crack going through Lincoln's head there. So you can look for these on all kinds of different coins. They're not always, super valuable or anything, but they can be in some cases. This coin ended up selling for $65 at auction, again graded by NGC. Now here's another incomplete clipped planchet, clipped coin here. 1970 Lincoln Cent. This penny here graded by PCGS as a genuine coin because unfortunately someone cleaned the coin, so do not clean your coins. It would definitely take away some value from your coins. But this coin ended up selling at auction for a little over $60, even though it's been cleaned. Had it not been cleaned in better condition, it would have sold for more. Here's another example of that 1970 Lincoln Cent. This coin sold for around $140 at auction, graded at a mint state 64 brown by PCGS. And then here's one more example that sold for $192 at auction, graded at a mint state 65 red brown by PCGS. 1970 penny here with that incomplete punched planchet. So pretty cool mint errors there. Now let's move on to a 1971 Lincoln cent that has been broad struck. This coin only sold for around $38. You'll see the broad strike around the rim of the coin, again similar to that 1950 wheat penny broad strike that we looked at, but this coin not in as good of condition. So again, this coin only sold for $38. You know, it's not a super high grade. You know, it's not a Mint State 68 red. It's a Mint State 62 brown. So big difference in values based on the condition or grades of the coins, of course, as well. So here's the 1971 Lincoln cent that was struck on a defective planchet. We can clearly see that here in the images displayed. Graded by NGC at a Mint State 62. This penny ended up selling for over $80 at auction. Now we're going to get to some more valuable coins. Just bear with me here. This is a 1977 Lincoln cent that was struck onto a thin planchet. Now this is something you can always look for. Now in 1977, these coins would weigh 3.1 grams or in that range, around 3.1 grams, right? This coin weighs only 2.4 grams. Now, pennies nowadays, after 1982, are supposed to weigh around 2.5 grams. But this coin from 1977 is supposed to be around 3.1, and it only weighs 2.4. So this coin ended up selling for over $60 at auction because of the mint error and because of its condition. Now, here's the 1982 Lincoln cent that has been broad struck. It is the large date as well. This is a pretty nice broad strike here, and the coin still only sold for a little over $40. Graded at a Mint State 63 red brown by PCGS. So hey, it's worth $40 to have it in your collection, I think, because you know you're probably going to pay more than that to have the coin graded through PCGS. Now here's a 1983 Lincoln cent that sold for around $70 at auction because it has an indent here on the obverse of the coin. So pretty large indent there. Again, we're getting more modern. 1983 penny here, sold for around $70. Here's the 1987 Lincoln cent that sold for over $215, and that's because it's on an unplated zinc planchet. So this is the result of the coin being unplated, graded by NGC at a Mint State 64, again over $215. Now here is a 1990 Lincoln penny that has clashed dies, a die clash. So as we zoom in here on the coin, if you look to the left of Lincoln's head by Liberty, you'll see the pillars from the reverse design, and then here to the right of Lincoln's face, by his mouth to the right of that, you'll see the lines and the pillars from the reverse design of the coin. So that is a die clash. Now here on the reverse of the coin, you'll see the obverse design. You'll see the outline of Lincoln's head here at the bottom. So always look for that on your coins. You can look for those on all kinds of different dated coins. This coin only sold for $33 at auction, so not super valuable, but it is always something to look for. Here's a 1995 Lincoln cent that has been broad struck. Now this is a nice broad strike here. The coin sold for almost $95 at auction, graded by NGC at a Mint State 66 red. Here is a 1995 Lincoln cent that has double curved clips. So you got two clips here, pretty obvious type of mint error. The coin sold for around $45 at auction, again graded by NGC. Now here is a nice double strike and a broad strike taking place on the 1995 Lincoln cent. So you'll see the reverse design as the coin was double struck and flipped over. You'll see the reverse design here with the obverse. And then here on the reverse, you'll see the obverse design with the reverse. And also around the rim of the coin, you'll see that broad strike. So this is graded by NGC at a Mint State 67, and the coin sold for $159. Honestly, I would pay that any day of the week for a coin like this. Double strikes are, some of my, favorite type of mint errors out there. So to have it, double strike flipped over with the broad strike at a 67 red grade, I'd take it for $160. Now here's a 1995 double strike, different double strike here. Second strike is 20% off center, graded by NGC again. This coin sold for over $285 at auction. Moving right along to a 1995 Lincoln cent that was struck on a partially plated zinc planchet. So we looked at the unplated zinc planchet. Here's a partially plated zinc planchet. Now, I was surprised of what this coin actually sold for at auction. I mean, it is a very unique looking coin, very awesome. But this coin sold for over $1,300, $1,300 penny here. Just unbelievable that this coin sold for that price. So again, always pay attention to your coins. Now here is a 1997 Lincoln cent that sold for $170 at auction. Now this coin has also been double struck with that strike being flipped over in collar. So you'll see the reverse design here with the obverse design, just like the 1995 we looked at. And then same thing on the opposite side of the coin, you'll see the reverse with the obverse here as well. So this coin, $169 at auction. Now here's a pretty extreme double strike, also flipped over. You'll see the reverse with the obverse, 1998 Lincoln penny here. This coin ended up selling for over $575. Moving on into the 2000s, we got a 2003 Lincoln cent that was struck just 5% off center. And this coin still sold for over $30 at auction, graded at a mint state 64 red. So not super valuable, but hey, it's a nice off center on a modern coin. Here's another off center that sold for $124 at auction. 2007 Lincoln penny struck 15% off center, graded by NGC. So $124 for that coin. Now here is a 2015 Lincoln cent that sold for $720 at auction, graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 red. Of course, this is the shield design here on the reverse of the coin, and the obverse has a split die. So you'll see that clearly going from one side of the coin to the other. So the die is what has the coin design on it, and it comes down and strikes the planchet in order to create the coin. So if the die is cracked, this is a result of that, or split, this is a result of that. So split die there, very, very nice, mint error to find. If you can look for, if you go through rolls of 2015 pennies that are brand new, never been opened, and you found something like this, you'd really make out really well, because, $720 for a penny. Could you imagine finding a roll of these pennies, 50 of them? That would be pretty nice there. Alright, so let's move on here to another modern coin. This is a 2017 Lincoln cent. Now it looks very normal here on the obverse of the coin, but here on the reverse you'll see that the coin has been struck through and the design being faded out as a result of that. This coin, graded by NGC at a mint state 64, ended up selling for over $260. Now here's a 2018 penny that sold for around $50 at auction because it was struck 5% off center, graded at a mint state 63 by PCGS. Here's another valuable penny, a 2020 penny here that sold for over $600, $660 to be specific. So the coin looks normal on the obverse of the coin, but here on the reverse, you'll see that it has a retained cud. So you'll see it at the rim of the coin, and then the cud there on the E, and then going to the other side of the coin as well. So pretty awesome. Again, type of mint error to look for on modern pennies. Just never know what you can find. $660 for that penny. Now here is a 2020 Lincoln cent. Now this coin is graded by PCGS at a mint state 60 red. The coin has been struck 8% off center, and this coin sold for around $70 at auction. Not too bad for a 2020 penny. Now here is some no dated pennies that we're going to look at. Now this coin here, again, has no date as a result of the mint error. It has a reverse brockage, graded by PCGS, and this coin ended up selling for around $140. Moving right along to a 1990s penny. You don't see the last digit of the date there because it has a die break, a large cud there on the rim of the coin. So always pay attention to your coins. This coin sold for around $75 at auction. And here's another no dated double strike. We looked at one similar to this earlier. This coin sold for around $160 at auction because of that mint error. Here is a no dated Lincoln cent. Looks very normal here on the reverse of the coin. The coin is graded by Annex And here on the obverse of the coin, you can see that it was struck through a late stage capped die. So this coin ended up selling for around $45. Not super rare, but some of these die caps can be rare depending on, you know, the date, the condition, and things like that. Now here's another capped die. Now this is on a 1980s penny, but they can't make out the last digit there. This coin ended up selling at auction for around $85. Created by PCGS, an Immense State 64. Now here's a pretty cool coin. It's a no-dated, what was supposed to be a Lincoln cent at some point, right? But it has an incomplete punched planchet, and it's a type 2 planchet, so pretty cool here. Pretty interesting, you know, no design at all, and the coin still sold. Well, you know, the planchet that was supposed to be the coin still sold for around $480 at auction. Just unbelievable. Now here is another, looks very similar to the other coin we looked at, but another coin that has a mint error. It's not a die cap, but the coin has been struck through grease here on the obverse of the coin. So it does not have a date as a result of the mint error. This coin, it looks from like the 1980s, but this coin did end up selling for around $63 at auction. Then here's a no-dated Lincoln cent graded by Annex that just has a large indent there on the obverse of the coin. Reverse looks very normal. This coin ended up selling for around $35 at auction. And to end it with an old Indian head cent, no-dated Lincoln cent that has an obverse lamination error. So you can clearly see that here in the image display. Now this coin is in pretty bad condition. It's only graded at a good 6. So the coin grading scale, you know, goes from 1 to 70. This is only at a 6, so this is on the low end of the grading scale, meaning in not very great condition. But this coin is graded by NGC, and the coin still sold for around $65, all because of that lamination error taking place. So always pay attention to your coins. You know, if you purchase coin collections, inherit coin collections, or you go to the bank and coin roll hunt pennies or rolls of coins, you know, always pay attention to your coins. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.